Hey, welcome to GT Canada. Today I am working on my wife's Mercedes ML550. Something's going on with the suspension. I'm not totally sure what it is. The passenger side is leaning over quite hard. It's got an air ride suspension, so it's probably something to do with the airbags, but I'm going to have a quick look through and see what's going on. I think it could be an air leak in one of the bags on that side. But again, I'm not totally sure. I'm gonna just do a quick once over and see if I can figure out what it is. I'm gonna show you guys too. So you guys can see what I'm looking at. I'm not gonna measure this, but if I stick my hand in here and I put my thumb like that, that's kinda how high it is on this side. And if I go to the other side and stick my hand in, you can see I can actually just barely get my hand in this side like this and still get it in. So it's definitely sitting lower over here. On the front side doing the same test, I can get this hand in there and we'll go to the other side. So the front is about the same height, but the back is definitely higher on this side versus the other side. So keeping that in mind that this side is sitting lower, I'm going to be focusing on this back corner here. I did know that this corner looked bad to start with because with my scanner I could see that this side was sitting low compared to all the other three sides. Something's going on here. We're gonna jack it up in the air, pop the wheel off, and have a look at that airbag. So in case you're wondering, this is not normally how the rear airbag spring is supposed to be in place. It looks like it has fallen out, so I'm gonna try and just realign it and put it back into position right now. So here you can see what the end result was. What you don't see is what caused that result. This normally just sits in the car straight up and down. There's no bolts holding it in. There's no nothing. It just sits there. The bag had popped out of that cradle right there and went over like that, and then ultimately ended up rubbing on the axle and wearing the hole in it. So I'm gonna have to get a new bag, which isn't a huge deal, but it's probably not gonna be here today. So I'm gonna just lower the car onto a jack stand and leave it here till the bag shows up. So it's been a couple days and we've got our new box of goodies, which contains our brand new air strut. So we can look at that compared to the other one, and hopefully they're the same. The bottom looks the same. I like to compare the tops. The tops actually look different. Actually, you know what? I think there. Now the tops look the same. This one came with its own rubber hat on the top, whereas this one had this, which was all mangled. So possibly this will fit. I'm gonna check it right now. Oh yeah. Okay, there's a little top hat there, you see that? It'll just clip up right into place beautifully. So I'm gonna put this back on. I don't think you need to pop those off when you buy it, so don't try. Just make sure it's all on. Comes with a new fitting, which you can use if you need it. It does have a little brass barb on the end as well. So now it's just a matter, now that I've compared everything to make sure it's the same strut, the same shock, everything looks good, I'm going to jack the car back up a bit, get a little bit more space in here. It should just pop right into place, connect the airline, and that's it. It should be a real simple install. So this is a Maxi-DS DS808. This allows for two-way communication with the Mercedes. Cost about $1,000 to buy it. They might be getting cheaper now. I've had it for a couple years. It works great for working on a Mercedes-Benz just because it solves a lot of issues. So the nice thing is it'll read the VIN by itself and then just say, okay, this must be what you've got. You pick your steering wheel. It says, okay, you got a 2008 ML500. I want to do diagnostics. Now the actual process of calibrating it does take a while because the system's very slow and precise. It's going to take about 10 minutes, so I'll just show you kind of what it looks like to get it started and then leave it at that, and then move toward calibrated level automatically. So now it's going to read what the current level is, so I can see how close we are. So I know system already knows as well, the right side is higher than the left. The front left is where it's supposed to be at -32. Everything else is too much out of shape. So now it says calibration is in progress. And what we're gonna see, you can't hear it, but I can hear the pump going. And it's gonna just start letting air out of certain tires to try and bring it into that calibrated range. If you don't actually have one of these programmers like what I've got, what you can do is just turn it all the way off, let it sit for a minute, turn it on, hit the raise button, let it raise it all the way up, then hit the lower button, and then drive it and it'll level itself out. It'll do it automatically after a couple drive cycles, and while you're driving it's always trying to adjust, because it actually adjusts the whole time while you're driving anyway as you hit different imperfections and such in the road. You're never going to be in a flat garage driving down the road like what I am right now. So it's always adjusting anyway. It will find itself into level, but if you want to kind of force it there to start with, a good way to do it is just raise it all the way up and then lower it all the way down and then drive it. But if you've got one of these tools, telling it to do it automatically is probably a good idea. And that's all it takes to swap one of the rear airbag suspensions. You should be doing the other side too, but if you're not, you can leave it and see how it goes. I've got both, so I will be doing the other one next. I just wanted to make sure the first one's holding air and that everything's good. Hope you liked this video. Be sure to check out some of the other ones over here and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you again. Have a great day.